Well, boys, I'd like to tell you this is another also ran from Civivi, but wow, this knife, this Keen Nadder from Civivi, is a different kind of cat. And I wasn't that excited about getting my hands on it, but I thought, what the hell? What the hell? I mean, of some of the newer models they came out with, this design looked more intriguing. Although, it looks like you've got some kind of recurve going on here, a multi-grind, all kinds of craziness. So I thought, yeah, I don't know. But I do like the fuller. The thumb studs are interesting because I got a flipper tab, so I don't know that I need a thumb stud, but you can use it, that's for sure. And whoop, whoop, whoop. There you go. Give it some jollies here. Try and get clear of the camera and not hit anything. What is this? This is a squared off like OK Corral there. In Arizona, that's okay. But you've got your finger right here, and wow. I mean, yes, it gives you room to comfortably lay out here, and you got jimping on the top of this blade. And neutral all day long in here. And of course, if you want to just back up and do this. Interesting knife. This is really slender, and I don't know how I feel about that yet. But let me tell you the thing about this knife, that once I got it in my hand, oh, by the way, yeah, it's got a blade of, for a long time they were doing basically nothing but D2, and then they were doing, 9CR18, which I like, that steel as well. But this is a Bowler N690. Okay, so, changing it up again. That's interesting, and I'm glad that they're doing that because it does keep it interesting. But here's the thing. When I first got this in my hands, that hit me just like that. It's strange. I don't know how to really explain it other than I know that's a little guillotine-ish, but there's not a lot of knives that just fall around on you like that. And that is addictive. That is crazy addictive. And I've heard from several other guys, because it's been a while since I've had this, and then I was hearing from others when I posted this on my Instagram. They were going, oh man, I just love it, and blah, 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 and my buddy's got one too. And I think I understand why. I think it's this. This is crazy good action, and we'll take it apart and look inside. I don't know. But it's, right and left hand, deep carry, okay? Right hand, tip up, left hand, tip up, deep carry. And this is that olive micarta. So, that's nice as well. And you can get them in a brown micarta. Now, this is my olive micarta. 73 smackers. It's like they're not around the $50 range much anymore, but the Sencut brand that they're selling primarily right on Amazon, I think that's the only place they're selling them. They've now carved another area out where they're going to do knives where they are going to stay really pretty close to the 35 to 45 range or whatever. And so they're going to let Civivi kind of wander up the scale to do some other things. And some of the Civivi knives have been like at $100, whatever. So this will be like a mid-range brand. So, okay. Remember to use LTK as your discount code, and you'll get $7.30 off, and they don't charge shipping or tax right now. So maybe someday in the future they will. I don't know. But so that means it's in the 60s, and you're getting micarta, and you're getting Bowler N690. And if you don't like Bowler N690, I guess this is not your knife, right? I don't mind. It's a true stainless at least. And here's a picture of, you can get it in brown micarta, or you can get it in black. So, and at first I thought, is this blackwashed? It's almost like a blackwashed look to it, but it's just a really heavy stone wash. Interesting. Well, I guess there's your stop. That looks pretty hale and hardy. And of course, these liners are black and they're steel. And there's your lockup at, well, that's 35 to 40%, isn't it? And you've got this jimping along here where your log bar is, so it's really easy to disengage. And it's one thing I really like about, if you're going to do a flipper, make it fidget friendly as one of the things that, you know, people can like about it, because I think a lot of guys say, you know, hey, that's one thing I can do with my knife for the hell of it, and you might as well include that as one of the items that the knife does well. And when it gets over the detamp ball quickly, then it drops, and it makes it way more fidget friendly than if it starts hanging up here, and then you go, damn, you know. So no, this is really quick over the detamp ball, and it really drops. So that makes me curious about what these bearings look like. And there's just certain knives that just tend to have just this incredible drop, and others that seem to really have a hard time shaking down. And go figure, I don't know. Even in the same brand, you know? Can you use the fuller? Yeah. So you can use the fuller, you can use the thumb studs, however you want to do it. There's 3 different ways to open the knife. And let me check the detent. Well, it held that detamp ball pretty good. I mean, I didn't fail it that time either. I was trying to fail it. Hell. Okay. Never mind. So I couldn't fail it. Blade to handle length looks good. Design flow looks good as well. So that all works. Wow, and it's fidget friendly, and it snaps out. The detent is appropriate, whatever it is. I'm going to call it like a 5.0, 5.2, something like that. So it's kind of in that general range of most of the flippers. But it for some reason on this blade, it holds it well enough to where it snaps right out. But it doesn't feel too strong. You know what I'm saying? Here we go with this. Okay, 3.6 millimeter thickness, 0.14, and ½ inch at 13 millimeters. So, let me throw this on there in case you missed the particulars on it. But basically, a 3.5 inch blade, 3.4, 3.35 cutting edge, and just slightly over 8, like 8.125. Length overall, and 20.5 centimeters. So a little bit shorter than the Paramilitary 2. Just a little. Pretty dang close to the same. And the thickness of the blade stock, about the exact same. Overall thickness, this one's a little bit much more than this one. Now, which begs the question, since that Spyderco there is 3.8 ounces, how much is this? Oh, it's under 104 grams, so that's got to be like just barely 4? No, 3.66 ounces. Wow. I don't know, it feels a little heavier than that to me. Do that again. Wow, that's really strange. Hold on, let me put my para on here. Okay, yeah, damn. Wow, okay. I don't know why, but it feels heavier than that to me. And there's my balance point. So, wow, it's ambidextrous here, obviously there. The liner, of course, is kind of orientated for right hand, but at least you can kick the pocket clip right or left hand. Now, they don't have the pocket clip machined into the scale, okay, but they have the screws are flat here, so they don't interfere with the lip of your pocket like some screws can when they're, they got the mound on top, So these are flat, and so you can kick it from right to left hand. And what I've noticed that also they've been doing is all number 8s on their hardware, and yes, there you go. That's a number 8. That's a number 8. This is a number 8. So you don't need a number 6. You don't need to get into all that craziness. And that makes it easier to do. And I'd rather have a number 8 Torx than a number 6. Number 6, they get rounded off. They get tore up because those tines are just not as deep on the actual, on the actual bit. So I've got a bunch of number 6s that are kind of rounded off. But the number 8s, it's pretty seldom that ever happens. Flipper tabs jimped up and then on the top, which means push button, huh? Push button time. So you want to light switch it or you want to push button. Yeah, I mean, very fidget friendly. And I know you guys are going to enjoy sharpening that recurve. I know you live for that, don't you? I do. I live for those moments. But okay, it is what it is. It definitely gets style points for it. Interesting knife, but piercing, slicing, and kind of that thicker, more hardy tip there because of the way the grind goes on this and this swedge comes down. Pretty decent all in together. And nice to have the micarta, and it's not real washed out. I mean, it's got depth to the color here. So I'm liking that. And then, your lanyard, so you don't have a hole through the side of your knife like the swordfish here, the Bestech swordfish. There's a hole, okay? But here, for optics at least, it looks cleaner, but you still have the ability to put a lanyard on there. And of course, then the cord's not going to hang out the side. When you lay the knife down, you're kind of on the cord coming out. When it comes out this way, it'll be clean. So that's good too. Well, let's see. I don't think I've ever really had a difficult time undoing, taking apart, disassembling, whatever, a Civivi knife that I can remember. So, wow, these break loose real easy. I mean, real easy, which is fine with me. I don't need somebody to jack it up and weld the damn thing together. I'll do the welding if I want to. Let me see where we are with this last screw. Well, I could take these off. Give you this. I was going to see, do I need to really take the pocket clip off? Because I'm lazy. And I don't know if I really need to or not, but I'm just going to take it off anyhow. Okay. And no, I didn't take it all the way off. And didn't do that one all the way either. Let go, buddy. Let go. Whew. Hanging on for dear life, aren't you? Finally. Okay, yeah. It's a good thing I did. Obviously, I needed to. Because one's longer than the other, so it's going through to something, at least to the liner area. So there's the screw for the scale. And it looks good. Now, inside, have we got any more screws? Nope. Black liner, though. Okay. So then this should come off, theoretically. Theoretically, it should come off. And okay. So yeah, I mean, because of this pin back here, you get enough things involved. Here, and with this pin, it really kind of locks down the back part. So you gotta kind of play with that a little bit to get it all together. And it looks clean. I think that's a ceramic detemp ball. And there's some, they skeletonized a little bit there and a whole lot here. And ceramic bearings on the pivot. And let's wobble you off, buddy. Come on. Oh, you don't want to give it up. Okay, there you go. Okay. Kick that off, kick that off. And so probably we have the world famous, I'm going to imagine, area where this little area is a nub that's left raised. And it mates up with, oh, this part right here, this little notch that's right there, that's machined out to mate with that to keep this pivot from turning and to center, you know, the logo correctly. So when you lay it back down, if you don't lay it down correctly, it's a little bit above the scale. Turn, turn. Ah, there you go. You found your groove. And really skeletonized out. So, yeah, not much to it. There's our blade stop. There's the pocket clip. That's 2 screws, one of which goes in and puts the knife together down here. And then the other body screw for this. And then your pivot screw, and of course your bearings. Obviously you don't need steel washers because you've got steel liners. So there's that. So putting it back together shouldn't be too tough. And let's put a little juice on it. Not exactly exotic multi-row bearings or anything, but somehow they're working really well. Oh, let's put the stop back in here too, by the way. Let's throw it across the room. There we go. So there's enough depth there to stick it down and it won't flop out. So that's always a good thing. And then, come here. Give me the other side of this equation. Okay, now, of course, we got our little lanyard pin still stuck in there, so we're going to go right there and fit that in place and kick this down. And that should be all that I need to do. That should mate up. It should mate up. Ah, okay, thank you. There you go. It was just a little convincing that it needed. And let's put a pivot screw on there so we can kind of lock that part down. Okay. Now, we got a body screw to put in here. Get this all adjusted and in the right location before we dump our pocket clip on. Okay. And there we go. And let them soldiers dive into their own foxholes here. And we'll help them on in with the number 6. Okay. Yeah, back you up. Let's find the right way to... Okay, we got it. Hold on. That one's down correctly. This one is not really. So I'm not sure if I just didn't get it started right. Oh, it is now. Okay, I must have got the threads. I don't go hard on it. If it doesn't go easy, then I know I don't have the threads lined up. So, got to be careful with that. But no, we got them. Is it centered? Yes, indeed. How's the action? Just like it was. Kind of a little on the guillotine-ish side, but definitely very fidget friendly. No blade play. And yeah, we're good. So we're back with this, and in case you've never bought a Civivi knife, which means obviously you've been living under a rock, there's a lot of people, hey, they won't, I mean, they're pretty stuck on certain brands and they just don't reach out and try other things. And how many times I'm so surprised when I get an email from somebody saying, you know what, this is the first time I bought this brand knife because I've always wanted to just buy, you know, like this American brand or that one or this one. And I was shocked. Oh, now I'm a convert. And it's like, yeah, welcome to the world, buddy. There's a lot of good knives out there. Oh, what's that all about? How come we don't have our Dungeons and Dragons on here? What was the owl and the whatever. So no, and microfiber cloth, but hey, paperwork, all that good stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to get this kind of case because it protects the knife. It's nice to have. Hey, if anybody needs a microfiber cloth, you know, I mean, just go to your knife drawer and get you one. There's got to be, how many of you got to have by now, you know? I know I got a bunch rolling around, and I keep everything together because I want to know where it is. Ooh, that's fidget friendly. Yeah, that's really nice. Good clean design, kind of less is more, except it gets more complicated here on the blade, and this squared off area is kind of interesting. I mean, I'm not sure if I love it or if I think it's a little awkward, but it's definitely very usable, isn't it? So, okay, it is what it is. Most people love this particular knife, the Keen Nadder, and yeah, I think it's a good one too. I think it's a really good one. Civivi, they just keep really doing good stuff, don't they? I mean, if you really had to pick out one budget brand of knives, what would it be? I think Civivi might be it. I mean, Best Tech makes a lot of good stuff, but wow, I mean, you know, for as far as the interesting designs and the overall quality and value, it's pretty hard to beat Civivi. It really is. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Subscribe to my channel if you would. I would really appreciate that because you know what we do. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.